Hey y'all, I'm LaToya Drake, Program Coordinator with Kentucky's Nutrition Education Program with the University of Kentucky Cooperative Extension Service, and I've got a really hot wok here because we're making up some broccoli and beef stir fry from our Plated Up Kentucky Proud recipe series, and you can find that on Plated Up Kentucky Proud's website and at planeatmove.com. That's the Nutrition Education Program's public website. And this recipe is pretty vegetably rich, right? It's super hearty. It's got a lot of different types of veggies, and this would be a really great, of course, in the fall and when all of these veggies are in season. But you can find lots of these at our local grocery stores, right? What you can find all year round is lots of the times in Kentucky are onions, and you can also find beef. There's a beef producer right here in Allen County, Cherry Farms. I wasn't able to pick any up from them, but they have some great beef, so you should check that out if you're in this area. So let's make up this stir fry. It calls for 1 pound lean beef steak sliced diagonally across the grain in thin strips. This is gonna be so hot. I keep turning it down. It's gonna pop on me probably. It's a 1 pound lean beef, 1 tablespoon of stir fry, because I've already mixed that in, and I let that marinate while I was getting ready this morning and in my cool pack on the way to this office. So it's got the beef marinating in the stir fried sauce with a clove of minced onion, or minced garlic, sorry, minced garlic. We also have 4 tablespoons of canola oil divided, 1 medium red onion, 1 sweet red pepper, 1 medium yellow squash, 2 cups of broccoli florets, and 1 cup of cauliflower florets, and also the red pepper flakes. That is 1/2 teaspoon. So a lot of vegetables in this, and I cut them kind of chunky because I like a good chunky stir fry. So we're going to start by cooking up some of this meat. So we just need a little bit of our canola oil to coat the bottom of the pan. And I fear this is going to be dangerous for me, but we'll make it work. Oh, we're good. Back up a little bit. So we're browning this beef. My big box store, they had it pre-sliced, so I got it that way. We want to just flip it to make sure it gets brown on all sides. It's going to take about a minute or so. Look how thin that is. We want to get our meat done. We want to make sure we pull it all apart so it all gets cooked. We're cooking. So like we said, onions, you can find them all year round in Kentucky, right? And they'll store really well. And they work in so many different dishes, depending on what type of onion you want to use. Red onions are great for stir fries. White onions really work well in Mexican foods, right? Yellow onions work well in all types of different things. We use yellow onions in our bean soups. We use yellow onions in our fried potatoes, right? This one called for a red onion. So we put our steak in here, or beef, with the stir-fried sauce, and we're cooking it up. We're getting it all done. I'm flipping it around. We're going to remove this beef from the skillet in just a second, too. So I'm going to have to grab a plate out to sit this on. We want to make sure that it's all pretty much done. We're all the way done. So we want to be food safe. It's getting there. So thinking about onions again, when we store those, we want to make sure we're storing those unwashed and washing those just before preparation, right? Or just before use. We want to store the whole dry bulb in a cool, dark place with ample air circulation. I even just picked up some produce storage kind of bags that are made out of like a natural material, not burlap, but a different type of material. You guys might know what I'm talking about. But I got some of those to store my onions, my potatoes, and my garlic in, and you can hang them on the wall because my potatoes were sprouting too much under the cabinet where I had them stored. So you want to consider that kind of thing when you're storing your onions, your garlic, those kind of bulbs. And you know, there's not much difference between a white onion or the green onion and a large onion except when they decide to harvest them, right? I think that's really neat. An onion's just an onion. That's looking pretty done now. Let me grab a plate. All right. I'm going to remove this from my pan. It smells really good. You can smell the Asian spices from the stir-fry sauce. All right. Oh, I missed one. Okay. I am going to take some paper towel and wipe off this hot stuff and put it in this glass thing over here so I don't burn up anything, so I don't put it down the sink. So this is the glass that I had, the glass container I had the beef in before. All right, so I wiped my pan out because what we're going to do now is we're going to cook the vegetables, right? So, let's get my directions. Heat the rest of the oil. We are going to add our vegetables. Let's start with our onions. And our red peppers. Just cook for a minute and get some color on these. So you can use onions in all different types of ways, right? You can eat them raw in salads, and you can eat them in relishes and tacos and different salsas. I really like to eat onions in a Mediterranean type of way with tzatziki. It's like a Greek yogurt kind of dip or sauce. And I like to put onions together with fresh tomatoes, like a Roma tomato, cut it up, and then lemon juice, and eat that with some chicken breast. So onions can be used in all different types of flavor profiles, right? You can also use them, you can caramelize them, and that's what I'm doing a little bit here, is putting a little color on them to give us some additional flavor in our stir fry. And we're cooking up hot now. You can also grill onions, and when you grill onions or you roast onions, you want to keep them pretty big so that they stay together in that process and don't just fall apart. So you want to have a pretty big piece of onion. This smells really good, y'all. We talked about roasting them. So when you do roast them, you want to maybe cut them in wedges and think about doing it that way. So yellow onions are the sweetest. They're sweetest raw and they're sweetest in cooked applications, right? They're going to caramelize really nicely. They're going to be great on a burger, right? Red peppers, or red onions, sorry, are perfect for raw consumption, and they offer a stronger flavor than yellow onions or the white varieties. And green onions are soft and suitable for garnishing, right? Especially the greens of those. I often will like cut a green onion, right, and I'll use the white and cook it, and then I will garnish with the green. So we've got these a little color on these. Let's add our squash. Look how colorful this is gonna be. Let's add our broccoli, the star. The broccoli, it was 2 cups of broccoli. So that was about, it was a whole medium-sized head. The cauliflower was a cup of cauliflower, and that was about half of a head of cauliflower. So we're gonna cook for 1 to 2 minutes longer. We're gonna heat everything through. We're stir frying. Listen to it sizzle. We talked about onion storage. We talked about selection. Let's talk about selection. So when you pick an onion, you want to avoid one that's bruised or mushy or has any moldy spots. And if you do have one on hand that has that, you want to cut that away and not use that, right? But you want to pick one that's bright in color. And look how the heat is changing the color of our vegetables. And we want to keep them pretty crisp and firm, right? We don't want a mushy stir fry. So we're cooking it up. I'm getting them tender. Let it cook for a second. So Kentucky onions not only taste well, they're low in calories, right? They don't have any fat. They have 32 calories per half a cup serving, and they're packed with so many nutrients. They provide about 1/5 of the daily value of vitamin C. So they're gonna provide a lot of vitamin C. Onions, right? That's strange. They also provide a range of vitamins and minerals. They're loaded with sulfur-containing compounds and antioxidants. They're associated with reduced cancer risk, lower blood sugar levels, and improved bone health. The onions. Look how pretty this is. Okay, it looks like our squash is getting tender. That's what I'm judging this by. And we're gonna add our steak back in just a second. And then we have our stir fry sauce there. Look at that, guys, so pretty. So we talked about selection and nutrition facts, varieties. Let's talk about some tips for cooking onions. When you do chill your onions before you cut your onions, that's gonna minimize your eye irritation and prevent you from crying as much. Okay, I'm gonna add our beef back in. Look at this, guys. So pretty. So many vegetables. Something different, right? And pretty quick. Because, you know, fast food these days, I appreciate the convenience of fast food, but sometimes it's just a struggle to get what you ordered sometimes, or just waiting in line. And I appreciate definitely folks who work in that industry because I know how hard it is. But this can be just as easy as getting food out, right? So let's put our red pepper flakes in here. Heat everything all the way through. And then when you do cut onions, you want to remove that outer layer, and then you want to chop it before you cook it. You don't want to use that outer layer. Red onions are best used fresh or grilled, and we fried them up here. So look at this. Let's add turn our heat down a little bit, and add our stir fry sauce, and we're about finished. Look at that, guys. Smells so good and looks so pretty. All right, we've got it. This is our broccoli and beef stir fry. Oh, I can't do anything without making a mess. So this is our broccoli and beef stir fry from our Plated Up Kentucky Proud series. And you can find this at the Plated Up Kentucky Proud's website. Put that in Google, Plated Up Kentucky Proud, it'll come right up. Or you can find this on planeatmove.com. And if you check out the recipe screen, you can scroll down to the category Plated Up Kentucky Proud and find that recipe there. You can also reach out to Barry Hyatt with NCTC, right? That's barry.hyatt@nctcstaff.com. You can get that recipe from him. You can also stop by the Allen County Extension office and pick up a recipe card or reach out to the office. But try this, this hearty vegetable and beef stir fry and Plated Up Kentucky Proud. Thank you guys so much for watching.